blog of the week is The Incidental Tourist. Now, we love this blog because it allows us to go everywhere we've ever dreamed of going from the comfort of our computer screen. Joining me in studio is creator Don Jorgensen, and I'm so excited to hear about all of your adventures. Hello.
Hi, thank you for having me.
I love your pink sweater.
Oh, thank you.
Looks beautiful.
Bit of colour in this.
Yes.
It was rather gloomy to start with, so colour's always good.
Now, when did you start writing about travel?
My background is travel, so I've worked in travel in some shape or form for many years. 10 years I had a tour operating company arranging bespoke itineraries for people visiting Southern and East Africa. And when I sold that company, I missed travel so much I started a travel blog, and that was in early 2010. And it just grew from there. I think I had a lot of stories to tell. I'd had a lot of very special experiences, and I had a need to share from a very neutral perspective with either armchair travelers or people considering coming to Africa.
Well, we just love your life. It looks so beautiful.
I love my life too.
When did you start traveling?
I think I've always traveled. I grew up in the Free State. So my parents just loved a road trip. So they would put us in a car with, you know, cheese sandwiches and a flask of coffee, and we would drive 2.5 hours to have a picnic somewhere, or we would have road trips to Durban for holidays, or all the way to Cape Town. So there was really that annual holiday that meant a lot to us, and I've just always liked moving. I went, when I was 18, I went to Israel as an exchange student, so that was my first real culture shock, and I just can't have enough of people and new experiences and hearing different languages and seeing new things. So I think it's probably genetic.
Do you still get culture shock?
Yes.
Where's the last place you went where you had a real culture shock?
I don't know. I think that culture shock, it's not really a shock. It's more of just an absorption into a different way of life, and I seek them out. I suppose being in Vietnam, traveling on my own last year, gave me a bit of a different look at how people are living. But then I do a lot of travel in Africa, and I love Africa, and I'm probably more likely to experience culture shock, you know, in a big house in Bantry Bay than I am at a market in Kampala, because I'm much more sort of grounded and happy, you know, when I'm having it's going to come out wrong, but a very real experience as opposed to something that's a little bit more fabricated.
No, I know exactly what you mean.
And so, so I think as a traveler and as someone who just loves people, you know, if I have an opportunity to sit with someone and talk to them and learn about them, or visit in their house, or eat their food, then I feel like I'm being culturally absorbed, and culture shock can happen on my own front door.
Have you ever had a reverse culture shock, being away for so long, coming back, and then thinking that things at home are off?
Things at home are pretty good because I live on a farm, a little farm in Wellington. So it's a really nice place to come back to. You know, I get to walk my dogs and just be out in the country. But I do suffer terrible restlessness. And so when I come back from a great trip, it takes me a long time to settle back into my life. I think I struggled most when I got back from Uganda, when I went to do the gorilla trekking in February.
What was that like?
And it took me weeks to be normal, sort of try and be normal again. And that was a very special experience. It's something that I've wanted to do for as long as I have memory of wanting to do anything. I love nature, and conservation is very important to me, and I just didn't think I'd ever have the opportunity to see gorillas in the wild like that. So when the opportunity arose and I could, you know, I jumped at it, and the overlanding, the you know, getting there, the fact that you have to trek through rainforest, you know, slip and work and machine. You know, it's machete. The path is macheted ahead of you till you find these animals. You know, it's really
what's going through your mind when that's happening?
Well, there are points where you're really struggling, even if you have a reasonable fitness about you, and you just don't want to die on the way up. You're like, if it's going to happen, let it be on the way down. Once you've seen these animals,
I've come all this way.
I just think for me it was so humbling just to have that experience, to be there. And I kept on thinking how right it is that we have to work for the privilege of seeing them, that we weren't just going to go around an easy corner on a pathway and they would be there, but that we were going to trek for 5 or 6 hours through this hectic, vegetation, and then you go around a corner and there they are. And that it's very rewarding, and it's right. They shouldn't just be accessible, they should be safe and protected like that.